Hey guys, what's up, this is Shark talking, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'll be giving a look on episode 3 for part 2 of the story mode. I didn't make a video about this before because we had better events, but some of you may still want to farm some of the weapons here. So that's exactly what we are gonna do. We have this stage number 3.1.3. This stage here is okay to farm. Let's get into it. Well, for the first strategy, I have my Asellus here. She has Emilia and Mirage Step inherited. And for Madeleine, we have Flashlighting and Lone Moon maxed. In the back, I have Byunei. Those three characters are the focus of this formation. Byunei has 360 Delta on 11 because I want her to use Rising Earth on turn 2. The two frontal characters are not needed, they are here for training. You can also use other AoE attackers like even Mirsa. He can also just use Stardust Slash if you increase your Blade Light, and other characters like even Silver Emperor, that kind of works. Well, with the setup here, it should work. We can bring 2 trainees in the front, so only 3 characters needed. Let's go. Okay, the battle started, and those 2 frontal enemies are not so strong. You really don't need all the power that you actually use here, like Anima uses pretty strong, but it does not finish. Well, this time it finishes. I guess it really depends. On the second wave, we just use Rising Earth. Yes. And Flashlighting. Now on the third wave, we still have Byunei and Asellus attacks. Yeah, she goes with Mirage Step, Flashlighting, and now Aerodine. It's okay, it's finished, it's good. You can farm a weapon here. Well, I don't think the next stage is easy to farm. This one has enemies that can do some very high damage. We should skip to 3.1.5. Okay, the enemies here are weak to cold and lightning, so you have to bring characters that can do this type of damage. Madeleine can do it, the newest Rocbouquet can do it, the Muse can do it. You can also use, if you don't have Muse, you can use the Taria. She also works pretty fine here on the front. There is also Galahad. I'm using the Sigmoid formation because I can decide which character gets more agility. Like Galahad has terrible agility. The same can be said for Muse or even for Taria. So if you want to train those characters, you can get them in the front. The agility from Madeleine is already pretty good enough, so she stays here in the middle. And in the back I have my Rocbouquet that kind of has a very good agility as well, and she can save her attacks to, well, maybe train and ranged Squid on the second or third turn. Okay, so first enemy is kind of lighted in a column, but well, don't have many characters that can kind of take this in advantage. Yeah, it's nice. Sometimes Galahad will attack, sometimes he would not. He's pretty slow. The second turn, we have these enemies that have a lot of HP. Galahad is not enough to kill them, so he needs help. And last wave, we need some power to kill the enemy in the back. This one here is strong. Even when using Muse, Galahad, I was not able to kill him. So that's why I'm using Rocbouquet. You see, she needed to attack many times. But that's okay because we can train her as well. Well, this time we have a strategy for stage number 3.2.1. This stage has enemy mostly weak against heat. The first wave has enemy weak against heat, cold and lightning, but because all the other waves have enemies only weak against heat, we should focus on that. And the formation that I'm using here is the Anima string one, and I have Blue in the front. He's equipped with Heat Wave instead of any other attack because it's heat. It overrides Saber Ray, so he uses it twice, and then Light Ball. This comes from his S style. And then we increase Storm Burst to 11. Barthélemy keeps his Abaddon Hands on 11, and he will just stick to Heat Wind and maybe use Abaddon Hands if he skips a turn. And then Polka is here because of Scattered Explosions, and Byunei for Rising Earth and Aerodine. We really don't need Byunei too much, but she helps here, and you can bring 1 for Trainee. You can use other AoE mages like Miriam. I don't have Miriam, so if you have her, you can replace some of the characters with Miriam. Let's go. Okay, first wave we have enemies weak to the 3 base elementals, heat, cold, and lightning, but I will be attacking probably with Blue or Barthélemy. Yeah, they go first. If Barthélemy skips a turn, he just has Abaddon Hands for the next one. Right now we have those enemies pretty strong. They are also weak against heat. Okay, we did finish. We didn't need Polka, as you can see. But the last enemy, Spriter, has a lot of HP, and because we are using AoE attacks, it may not be enough to kill it. That's why Polka is here. But you can also use any other attacker, like even Death. Death also works. Just bring a heat damage dealer. Single target, 1 even. Now you skip stage number 3.2.2 and go to 3.2.3. The reason is we have the same weapon to farm, and it's way easier to farm here because the enemies can be insta-killed if you want. They are also weak against blunt, lightning, and cold, mostly. The first wave is not, but it still works pretty fine. And we have many blunt damage dealers, more than pierce attackers, so that should work better. I can tell you how many good characters we can use here, but this formation kinda overkills. You don't need all this much. You can just stick to Rofus. He would just go for Gun and Blade, and then if he finished the first wave by himself, it should be very easy to keep going. There is Emilia here. You really don't need Bride Emilia here, but if you have, it's even easier because she can just inherit Bullet Dance and attack 2 times with nukes. We don't have many enemies here, so sometimes even nukes are better than AoEs. There is also Madeleine here. She also works pretty fine. She gets Slash and Lightning. She works better for the second wave. And then there is Fuse. Fuse, it's an interesting character for here. I have his submachine gun on 6. You can just keep air support on 13 or 16. It depends. I wanted him to go with the submachine gun first, because then he can attack twice. If you just want air support, you can keep on 13. It should also work well. And in the back I have, well, T260G. You can use him as well if you don't have any of the other characters in the front. And T260G can just use Pop Knight on turn 2 and then Mud Spread on turn 3. That is also a very good combination. Just don't use him on the first turn. It's also easy if you are bringing some of the newest characters because they have way more agility than 260G. Yeah, let's go with the setup here. You really only need 3 of all these different characters here. You don't need 5 of them. So let's go. Okay, so the first wave we have enemies only weak against blunt and cold. So I want Rofus to attack first, but sometimes he doesn't. On this time we had a submachine gun and Emilia to attack. So the second wave, Rofus can attack first. No, it's not attacking yet. Sometimes he goes first, sometimes other character goes first, but it really doesn't matter. If you are just aiming for the weapon, using this strategy should be pretty fine. It's focused on Fuse, Rofus, and Emilia. The other 2 characters are here just for, you know, training and making it even faster. Yeah, this fish is still alive, I don't know why, but either T260G or Madeleine will finish. Now, the last strategy is around stage number 3.2.4. Why? We don't want to farm 3.2.5 because it can be a little too long. And here we can farm a new weapon. This weapon here is a great sword called Legendary Plover. Well, you may not need to farm this right now because there is a better one in the next episode, but I'll be still talking about this. Let's go here, and the formation is kind of based on mages, because right now we have enemies weak against Pierce, Cold, and Lightning. I don't have many sources of Pierce, but Cold and Lightning I have some, and I have Taria in the front. She is good because she petrifies. It's even easier. You should just get Crashing Wave to 6 PP, and she will just start with Arita Petra. It's better. Then we have Muse. She goes as she is, just awaken her skills. Rocbouquet is here because of Enraged Squid and Dark Pulse. And Liz will just keep using single target with Dragon's Fury. Liz is not exactly needed, or Mirsa. Mirsa is also good because of Water Jet. You should just level this woman to the max and she just works fine. That's the free Mirsa. And that's the squad. The most important characters here are Taria, well, Muse, and Rocbouquet. If you don't have Rocbouquet, you can use Teacher Yundin. She works pretty fine here. And Liz and Mirsa are here just for training. You don't need them. Let's go. Okay, the battle started. We have 2 enemies in wave 1, 2 enemies in wave 2, and only 1 enemy on wave 3. That's why we can kind of use the single target attacks as well. Yeah, sometimes they attack before the others, so Just bring a full AoE and single target attacks for code and it should be okay. Yeah, Water Jet is a fast attack, so it always goes first. If she uses the skill number 3, she would then have to use skill number 1. That's what happens with Taria. Yeah, it's still pretty simple, very fast. You don't need all of them, but it's a very easy farm if you bring many. And with this video, we stop here. We should not go further because the stage number 5 is a boss stage and you really don't want to spend too much time there. If you have some different strategies, please share here in the comment section. I like to see what other people are using as well. Thanks so much for watching this video. Please subscribe if you haven't. We see each other on the next one. Bye.